Good evening, welcome to In the North Bank. Welcome back. The big Sunday show. Arsenal win again. Arsenal 2, Brighton 1. Top of the league. Oh, but that finish had us all on edge, didn't it? Tonight's a proper deep review. No quiz tonight. We're going to save the quiz focus for tomorrow's Christmas special quiz show. So I'm joined tonight by Mark, the Ashburton Grove. Mate, good to have you on. We're going to go through the game in phases. What we did well, what we didn't, and again, what has to change going on to Villa on Tuesday night. So get in the chat now. Performance out of 10 and your man of the match. Let us know before. But yeah, how are you doing, Mark? Anyway, all right.
I'm good, bro. Merry Christmas to you and Merry Christmas to all the listeners and viewers. I'm really good, bro, and just soaking it all in. Bit relaxing period at the moment before we hit New Year, but just excited to go. And I'm watching Arsenal top of the league, and we just keep rolling, bro. So I'm sure we'll dive into all that. I hope you had a good Christmas, mate.
Yeah, no, it's been good. It's been very, very busy as expected. Unfortunately, I'm working as well. I've got to head off to Yorkshire in the morning, so so I'll be doing that, and then I'll be heading back down on the A1 for the match. 8:15 kickoff on Tuesday. It's like it's a long old slog. So I'm certainly looking forward to parking the car up and at home and getting the train in. So,
Paul, if you want to swear or call your boss a certain few names on air, just do it.
Yeah, I know. Well, it is what it is.
Jesus, God, give the guy the day off.
No, it is what it is. It is what it is. Housekeeping just before we go on. Please hit the like and subscribe if you're new to us. Share it to your Arsenal groups. And come and get involved in the chat. The running order today, again, we're going into the match story in one line. We're going to go into a little bit about the tactics, the first half breakdown into the second half, and turning points. And player-by-player talking points as well. And then we're going to finish off with a little Villa preview. What must improve? And we'll read loads from the chat after that as well. So, get involved. Get involved in the show. The floor is yours. Before we go on, Mark, the match story in one sentence. My one-liner, we controlled the match, but didn't kill it. I think we were better than Brighton for long spells. We limited them heavily, but because we didn't make it more convincing, we didn't get a third goal, it stayed alive. And that's why we finished the game kind of hanging on. It had a kind of cup tie feeling towards the end of the game. Mark, comfortable win in disguise or a warning sign with 3 points on top?
No, just to go to my one line, Paul, I would say everything's almost perfect, just be more clinical. We are playing better and better every freaking game that I watch us, Paul. And as you quite rightly said on the last podcast, and you're right, it'd be more worrying for me and for you right now if we were not creating.
Yeah.
The fact that we are, and we're looking quite deadly, Paul. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I was okay. There was only one moment in the whole match, which I'm sure we'll dive into, that I was not okay. But for the rest of it, it was controlled, and I felt that we really are starting to get back to our best again. And I'm seeing stuff that individually, as a team, I'm seeing things that are really making me just, my mouth is watering for the second half of the season, Paul.
No, I think it's certainly warming up to be a very interesting, end to the season, second half of the season. I think it's going to be very good on that side. But again, in the chat, be honest, were you calm at 2-0? I mean, I was myself. I didn't think they offered anything on that side. I thought we'd done really well. But as I say, we'll go into that afterwards. But yeah, there's certainly some more chances that we need to take moving forward. But yeah, we're going to go into the setup again, disruption, and the tactical clues about how potentially we set up. We may as well go on with the actual setup, because obviously it was like really I don't know, it was a cluster. A cluster F word, I think it was. Don't want to drop the F bomb straight away, but I mean, you saw the team come in, and it was a decent side. We obviously didn't realise at the time that we'd lost Timber at the start, and then just getting into the ground, to suddenly get the little message, the little notification on the phone saying Calafiore got injured in the warm-up. And yeah, it was then a debate as to what on earth is the lineup going to look like. So obviously Skelly come in, and again with the players on the list, it was like, well, you're trying to second guess. And I was almost saying to my mates, I said, Rice is probably going to be that emergency centre back. I didn't see him potentially at the right back, but I suddenly thought, yeah, I think that's how it's going to go. What were your thoughts when that news kind of broke?
Do you know what, Paul? I was actually busy, so when I got the lineup 20 minutes, 15 minutes before the game started, and it came through. I had a look at the Arsenal website rather than any other feeds, and all I kept seeing was Calafiore's out, MLS's came in. So I thought, there's been something happened in the warm-up. Calafiore's pulled up, not what we need in our defender going out. And I'm reading the lineup, and I'm looking, Paul, and I'm kidding you not, right? And I've done this 5 times. I'm reading the lineup, and I'm like, where's Declan Rice? Where's Declan Rice? Where's Declan? I kept saying it, I kept reading it, where's Declan Rice? And I'm looking, trying to find if there was any news. And then I see, because I'm always scanning the back line, it didn't process. The Declan Rice is actually a right back. I'm thinking, oh no, man, we're just getting injuries all over the place. So it didn't process at all. And I looked at the bench and I see Gabriel's there, and I'm thinking, this is Arsenal putting through so far this season in defence. We seem to be just get one player back, and then freaking 2 go out.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I said. It's like 1 in, 1 out.
Yeah.
I said it last time.
Mate, it is, and it's just like, please, just stop. I'm praying that it's nothing serious. Timber just needing a break. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. Calafiore, I'm hoping that's just a wee twinge and he'll be fine as well. But yeah, honestly, I got it off the Arsenal website to say so. There was no second guessing. It wasn't like we had Mourinho, Rice, Zubimendi and Ødegaard in the midfield, and we're trying to work out the system. Like the way that Arsenal had put it in, they had actually put it on in their own website. It was obvious that Rice was in the defence, and that's hence the reason I couldn't see him. But so yeah, it was interesting, and we've got to utilise the squad. I mean, I've asked this question before. It's like, out with Ben White being injured now, Timber can't play every 3 days. He's came back from an ACL. Yes, he's a tank. Yes, he's strong. It's a serious injury. We cannot keep playing him, Paul, or we're just going to keep knocking these players out. So last season or the season before, we had Thomas Partey that used to do that drop from into right back, and then he'd invert it into his normal position. So I've asked that question, is there someone capable of doing it? I didn't realise that Declan Rice was that guy. I didn't know that at all. I know that he could fit a centre back. I didn't know that he could play right back. And before we get into it all, I actually sat during the game and actually thought, Declan, is there anything you can't do? And you're not as good as Timber at right back, but you're actually a really decent right back as well. So fair play to him for doing it. But yeah, it was a shock, Paul. Sorry. Long-winded answer, but it was a shock.
Yeah, no, that's it. And it was, even at the start, I think even before the Calafiori news come in, I thought it was... it was looking like it was Zubimendi who was going to go into the back line. The way it was kind of set up, and a few of the kind of the sites as well. When again we're trying to piece in where everyone's going, and it was like they'd kind of had him on the on the left. I think it was. I think they were they were kind of like saying, which again it was like I was almost kind of guessing whether or not potentially we might have just gone with a free at the back and then had the extra player in midfield. But yeah, then the whole kind of Calafiori when it happened, it was like, oh my god. Yeah, and I was exactly the same. Like it was the last week. It was like, yeah, it's one in, one out, and it's just like, just give us a break. Just allow us to do it. But obviously, Declan Rice filling in at right back. Obviously, it changes a lot. We've talked about Declan Rice. If he's obviously not playing in that role, we lose a certain part in how we play, build up angles, how we kind of cover transitions with the ball and without the ball. But yeah, he looked. I mean, as I'm saying, you could probably have 6 Declan Rices, wouldn't you? You'd probably be happy with like 5 or 6 Declan Rices. I think they'd all do a good job in different positions. I think the only one I would potentially have things about is being in goal, but I reckon he could probably save a few penalties as well.
Probably.
Going by Declan Rice. But we knew obviously about Brighton as well. How they want to play. They're an awkward team. They have been for a few years. But our plan was clear from the offset. I think press them really high, win it up the pitch, and attack down that right hand side. Ødegaard working really well in half spaces. Saka keeping wide, and we kind of just kept on pinning them back. And what did you make of the press early on? Did it look like we were hunting specific kind of passes from their side of things?
Yeah, do you know what, Paul? It was actually a kind of different press to like what I'm used to watching with Arsenal, because I think it was a bit more controlled. But like normally, when I say that, normally when you watch Arsenal press, you will see 3, 4, even maybe as much as 5 players go all at the same time. But I felt in the first half, it was kind of like one player would maybe go, and Gyökeres was very conscious of blocking off like passes out. So his position, so he went to much press. Say Saka went for the press, or Ødegaard went for the press. Gyökeres would just block the angle to make sure that there was no outball from it, rather than him going again. So I kind of felt it was a bit controlled, Paul. And I did watch this game, try to watch this game differently, because I like watching it as an Arsenal fan where you could just enjoy the game. But I did try to look at it completely differently, and I don't know if that was something that you picked up on, but I don't know if Arteta's tweaked his press. It just didn't feel like or seem like it was the same high intensity one as normal. It just really did seem more controlled. And it seemed to work as well. I thought it gave us absolute domination for the best part of the whole of the first half, but especially the early part of the game. It really did seem to work.
Yeah. No, I think what it was, I think it was more focused on just setting a little trap for him. I think it was rather than kind of really kind of going after that first pass from the goalkeeper. I think it was more that kind of almost that second pass into say like the midfielder or whatever. I thought we
Exactly.
were, that's where it was kind of like really good, and we was kind of almost suffocating them on that side. So again, you can be too much, but again, I think we've had this season where the press hasn't been 100% where it needs to be. I mean, one will go, and then maybe say someone else doesn't, or is a little bit slower than
Yeah.
what it has been in say previous seasons where we've kind of done it really well. Um, but again, I think there's so many different kind of things that kind of change um, game by game. I think that's really good. I think their keeper, I think, has been a bit of a pain in the ass recently against us. Anyway, like some good saves, some proper time wasting. So again, I think it was kind of almost give him a little bit of confidence, play out, and then obviously as soon as that kind of that pass goes in to a defender, whether or not it's dunk or whatever, all the suffocation then happens in front of them, and they were kind of almost having to kind of try and go long or go longer, and we were picking up the second balls, which was quite good on that side. That's how I kind of saw it in the stadium. I thought it was really good, but again, we looked dangerous, and as I said, I think that the big talking point for us was how do we work as a team when we haven't got Rice in the midfield. And when you look at it like that, I think it's been pretty good on that side. So let us know in the chat before we roll. Rice at right back, did it help us, or did it kind of hurt the way we were playing, or hurt us as a kind of unit? Let us know what you think, and we'll dip into the chat. Yeah, I'll take you back. Second minute, I think it was, and there's a moment that shapes the whole narrative. Gyökeres, obviously 1-on-1.
Yeah.
If it goes in, it's, I wouldn't say a different game. I mean, there's always been that talk of scoring too early, but it was one of those where you suddenly saw that the game, the City game beforehand, and it was like that set the tone. I mean,
Yeah.
that could have then pushed us on. Brighton couldn't settle. We can kind of relax. The Emirates gets a lift. Instead, it stayed tight, and Brighton kept their belief. That early chance, Mark, in all honesty, do you see it as one of those kind of things, or was it a sign that he was kind of snatching? Not just him, by the way. That's a few of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Paul? I think that you can see that there's a lack of confidence in Gyökeres, and I think in what he tried to do, watching it on TV, if you watch it back, he's actually trying to do this delicate little touch over the top of the goalkeeper to go in, and he just gets nothing on it at all and almost passes it back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Where, for me, I think in like the way things are with him until he gets that feel and that touch back and his confidence back, maybe just put your laces through, that would have been the best option. And like even if the keeper got behind the ball, he could put the keeper and the ball in the back of the net. So we know how powerful this guy's shot is.
Well,
but I
think
in
the second half, didn't they? It did it
yeah,
in the second half,
exactly.
but it was like
Yeah.
literally almost took the goalkeeper into the net.
Exactly.
He's done it a few times.
Exactly. So for me, it would have been just put your laces through that and let's see where we're at. But and it was a bit gut wrenching, Paul. I mean, you're right. It does set the tone of the game. But it was gut wrenching for him personally, because I feel that like I'm going to touch on what Gyökeres does in this game, which was absolutely fantastic. But it really just gave him that extra that extra feel back and that feel good factor, like scoring. just continuing to score and giving this team more than what he's given. He's given this team a lot. I don't care what people say, but it would have it would have done him the world of good, and it would have done the team a world of good as well. As you say, Brighton at home, it's a nervy game. We've dropped points there before me, and 1-0 up in 2 minutes would have been absolutely fantastic, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, no, I've done. Like I said, I had. Well, we'll go into the performances a little bit later, but yeah, I thought he'd done really well until he was replaced. Yeah, I think again, the work rate, what he's up against as well with regards to the defenders, and kind of trying to occupy those defenders as well. I think it's a thankless task at times, and a lot of people don't tend to see that kind of involvement within the game, and that's the frustrating thing about it. You can see he's working hard. Again, it's just those little kind of bits in the way we build up. Can we free him up? Can we get a pass into him? Yeah, look at those. Look at the times where we've kind of almost got to the byline. It's so almost suddenly saying, "Can I hit him? Can I actually get the ball and find this guy?" And we're kind of almost a little bit resistant to doing it for some reason. I don't know whether or not I don't know. It's an interesting one just to keep going, but there's going to be a time where we do find him and he starts going through. So yeah, I don't want to go too much, but I said it was one of those annoying ones. It was obviously very early in the game. I personally thought from the other side of the stadium, I thought the ball hadn't just come down enough. And it was fairly high when he tried to almost play the shot, and and obviously seeing it back, he's probably trying something, but as I say, well, as you said, give a thunder shot like he's done, then there isn't going to be much chance of stopping it, really. I think in that way, I mean, if it's struck with absolute power, then the keeper's got to make some hell of a save to kind of react to it. But
Paul, see, as the ball's coming down, it's actually quite low as well, so it probably more because if the ball's coming down and you catch it, even say like it's knee high, that's maybe better for the lob over the goalkeeper. But I actually felt when Gyökeres hits it, it's actually lower down. It's halfway like under his knee and down to his foot.
Yeah.
So somewhere in between there, which actually is just a split second longer. You've got to let it drop 100th second and bang, and the shot's away. So it just felt we got it all wrong. But he done a lot right in this game though. He done a hell of a lot right in this game. That's for sure.
No, definitely. I'm just going to pop into the chat quickly, say a few hellos.
Just give me 2 seconds back and 2 seconds, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Evening, Emerson. Evening, Ange. And Emerson's just said, man of the match, Raya, team performance 7.5. Ange, improvement, more goals, preferably not own goals. I'd take another 19 games of us scoring own goals because it will only make it sweeter, and the amount of tears that we'll collect as Arsenal fans. I could take 10 1-0s with all own goals. Nothing would make me more happier, I think, on that side. And said great goal from the captain. We'll go into that later. Emerson said Mark Timber was mainly rested, and Calafiori was a tight hamstring. So, I think they are just precautions. As said, if it's something like that, then it is what it is. But hopefully it isn't too bad because you'll then see them on Tuesday. But if it isn't,
it's a catch-22 though, Paul. Because see if we get all our defenders back, you're going to see the likes of Timber and Calafiori play maybe once a week. But because we've got these defenders out, we're having to play them every 3 days. And this is why we're getting tight hamstrings. And Emerson, that's great news, if it's just Timber getting rested, because I think that is 100% needed, Paul. This is why Ben White went down. But I don't think Arteta had an option. But this is why Ben White went down, it was 3 games every 3 days, just coming back from injury, bang, broke down. And again, so it's a catch-22 that we're going through. We need to break the cycle if that's possible.
Yeah. Emerson said yes. I believe that was to being confident at 2-0. I think it was, I think that's what it was. And Rice did a turn at right back. 100%. I mean, that tackle, even the tackle where we kind of got turned over, and you just saw the intent, you saw the desire, and he's like literally slid in, won the ball, kept the ball in, and we're off again. And then he told the player to get up as well.
That was brilliant.
Nice. So,
I saw a bit more anger in him at right back than I do on midfield. Did you see him arguing with that? With their left back? I can't.
Yeah, I know. There's the 25. Was there a 25? I think he was. Yeah, he was going right old niggly.
But Rice was right at him. He was right at him. Normally, Rice is quite calm, even when he's up against idiots in Premier League like Casado and stuff like that. But he was actually, normally he's dead calm, but right back, he was like, who are you speaking to? I kind of like seeing that. I kind of like seeing that side to him.
Again, I want to see it more from our players as well. This is saying it's not just saying one. It has to be. Look, you've got obviously Gabriel. You've got just want to have that little fire. They just need that little extra and just that.
100%.
Still, we haven't had it since Vieira. We have just that real proper kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just get in the faces and whatever.
It's that Xhaka thing, is it? Xhaka is brown out. And he wouldn't care. He'd be the only person in the team that turned up at Newcastle, St James's Park.
Oh yeah,
and he'd go bang. Havertz has got it as well.
Yeah,
Havertz has done that at St James's Park, but just bang, get in there and so what? Come and give it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're right. You do kind of need that a little bit, and you need a win there.
Yeah, need it there, and actually some quality in there as well. No heads gone, just literally. Keeping your head and doing it the right way, but I thought it was a fantastic performance for him. But Ange said I'm confident we'll see a better Yok coming forward. Like I said, I think it will be that way. I can't see him being too far away from the goals, and I think obviously I think we will get more goals as well, just generally. I didn't see the XG, but if Statman was here today, he would have told us about the XG for yesterday. But I know obviously it wasn't about 6 we've had in the last 2 games, so it's over 6 XG.
I don't know.
It's not our forte. It's Statman.
You need Statman. If he's enjoying yourself on the holidays, you're just going to have to take it for what it is.
We'll go from there. But as I said, you can see the level of chances that we've created over these last three games. Yeah. We have created them. It's just the final thing. But look, we were pushing Brighton. And we got what we deserved on 14 minutes. Ødegaard stepping up, and incidentally, I thought this was his best game in a while. Coming back from injury, I mean, the work he put in, and proper control as well. I thought it was very good with the ball and certainly moving forward and progressing the ball up the pitch. I thought he was really decent, and again he's had a lot of pelters from a large section of the fan base from what I've seen, and I thought he played really well on that side. It's like Gyökeres. They're two players that have literally had negative kind of things coming their way, but I thought they both were really good. But obviously Brighton trying to play out, and then we put the squeeze on. We won it in the dangerous area. Was it Dunk? It was Duncan that played the pass, I think.
I think it was, and Hincapi got a touch on it.
Yeah, and then we nicked it, and then obviously Saka threads the ball back into Ødegaard, and I'll tell you what, his actual movement was really good because he was going into the box. He's naturally we're going to move into the box and go on, and he's kind of just held back a little bit, received the pass, and he scored a couple of goals like that where he's just literally just passed the ball into the corner, low precise, hit early. It's the captain's goal, first of the season, and that's the moment we should say we go and bury them. Ødegaard setting the tone, Mark.
Yep.
That's taking responsibility, isn't it? Captain side.
Absolutely outstanding, Paul. Not just for the goal. I actually thought that, as you said, by far his best game that we've seen. Yes, he has had a couple of setbacks from injury, etc. I've criticised him by his own standards for dropping deep, like almost picking the ball up out of our box at times. I hate when he tries to like build up the play. It's like just get into your place and just do your thing, Ødegaard, because you're the guy. We've got players that could do that. You're the guy. And the goal itself, Paul, he's shaping it and he opens his body up like he's swinging at the far corner. And just at the last second, he gives the keeper the eyes if you watch it back. And at the last second, he just puts into the opposite corner in the bottom corner. And the keeper, he's probably made the keeper put his weight onto the other foot and then try to dive over to get it, and no chance. Absolute captain's goal, absolute fantastic goal, absolutely a Martin Ødegaard goal. And this is the Martin Ødegaard we need to see, Paul. This is the guy I need. And do you know what, Paul? I've seen Martin Ødegaard play it like this. I've seen him play it in August. I've seen him play it in September. I've seen him play it in November. None of that counts. We need to see Martin Ødegaard do it at the back end of the season. And that's when it really counts, people. And that's when Premier Leagues are won. Back end of the season, not the start of the season. We're ready to enter into that period. And for our captain to come back, put on, for me, absolutely man in match display. I thought he deserves the flowers. He was absolutely brilliant. And I'm sure we'll get breakdown on other players as well, but he brought a lot of our players in. His blue ball seemed a lot better. The tempo was up. And you can see that he was the one driving that tempo as well, Paul. Sometimes we're too slow, we kind of pass the balls too slow, and then the players will get back in position, then we're going left to right, then in midfield and then back. And sometimes it can be frustrating watching it. I actually thought we were like bang, bang, but the passes themselves were fast, Paul. And I felt the tempo was set very, very early on, and it showed. It showed with the chances created actually in the game. But yeah, just touching on Martin Ødegaard, absolutely phenomenal, brilliant goal. Great seeing him being back to the level we know he could play at, Paul, and that's where the criticism comes for Ødegaard, Paul. And I'm sure, you could agree with that. When you see a player at such a high standard, and then he's playing at half standards, maybe due to injuries, maybe other factors, I don't know, but half of his standard, I understand why he's getting criticised. And then when you see him come back to that very top level, you're just like, Martin, you're my guy. You're on it. You're like, you don't have to jump in that pitch. You just do that, and the rest of the team will follow me. And that's a true captain.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great point on that side. I would say you look at it as well with him, and not only have you got to raise your standards normally through getting back to fitness and whatever like that through after injury, you then see a player coming in the summer that with his time in that position, he's created some good moments and some good contributions. Eze obviously is going to give Ødegaard a run to kind of get in the side. I think there's still a lot of improvement, I think, from Eze. I don't think we've certainly not seen the best of him at all on that side, but he's well capable of providing those moments. And again, it's why we talk about competition, why it's important for Arsenal, why having a big squad stacked full of actual quality is important for a team like ourselves. So yeah, it's good to see him back. But as I said, hopefully he's kind of put that kind of episode behind him with regards to the injuries, and he can probably have a good run. And as I said, this is the time. Yeah, I don't care about kind of what goes on right now. I don't care about performances team wise at this point all the way through. 3 points is all that matters. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
When we get to the nitty gritty side of things, that's when, we turn the screw. And again, I'm hoping that we have all the players available, and then there's no stone that we won't get turned over. You know, we've got all the tools available to us, and hopefully we come out on top at the end of the season. It's a frustrating one, isn't it? It's you look at it and you just think, well, look, how can again you go and have a look at even City and that, and I know I looked at it again. Their second goal was a bit dodge on that side.
Well, they didn't deserve it. I watched the full game, Paul. They didn't deserve the points at all.
No.
But Paul, see, for me, they're like 1 or 2 injuries away from absolute collapse. They're having to play their best team week in, week out at this moment in time, for every game, for every single game, just to stay with us. And that's all they're doing. They're holding on. And our players are coming back. And our players are maybe as soon as our players start finding their match sharpness, their self again, and getting to their own standards like Ødegaard at the weekend, Man City will be blown out the water. Honestly, Paul, I am freaking so relaxed. Villa are doing amazing as well. And like they had a good win against Chelsea away. And they're there. Yeah. But they're the same. They're the same as City. 1 or 2 injuries, they're gone. As soon as the Champions League kicks back in, Villa are gone again. So that's what it is for me, Paul. I am confident. We just need to try and get our defenders back and not have one in, one out. And then we'll see where we are. But it's about us and what we're doing. And our defence has stood up all season. But what we saw against Brighton, for the first time, it was probably the best attacking display I saw, Paul. And I wanted to touch on it, if you don't mind me. And the reason for it is that I specifically looked out for that this weekend. Gyökeres is maybe not banging the goals and had an opportunity to score. But Saka, and it's Saka and Trossard. Trossard's been in better form this season, we could say. I don't think Saka's been at his high level intensity best. But I thought Saka had probably one of his best games of the season. And one of the reasons for that was he was 1-on-1 with a defender. There was no doubling up on him at all. Gyökeres had taken these defenders away from our wingers. Trossard almost sent whatever right back that was for them back to job centre, mate. Seriously, that guy's almost given up football. What Trossard was doing to him on the left-hand side, it was ridiculous. Seriously ridiculous. And Saka was practically doing the same on the right-hand side as well. So that, for me, is due to Gyökeres. So although that people look at a game and they always want to see Gyökeres getting the ball, diving forward, scoring goals and getting 45 goals scored by Christmas like Haaland and that type of thing. He's never going to do that in this Arsenal side. Never, ever was he going to do this in this Arsenal side. So for me, while he's freeing up space for other people, while he's trying to get himself into the correct positions, why he is trying to do everything correctly, and he's learning a new system and a very complex system. I've been an Arsenal fan and I've watched Arteta's system for 6 freaking years, and I have no idea. And we keep saying this on podcasts and podcasts and podcasts. Calafiori's a left back. He could be playing centre forward at some point. It is the most ridiculous system in the world to try and pick up what Arteta does. and Joker's come in, and people are already throwing the gauntlet down. He's not good enough. Got him out of my club, and all of a sudden, all the Havertz haters from last year are all in now saying, Havertz, get back, which I'm looking forward to that, by the way. That's going to be amazing. But yeah, it's all nonsense, mate. I'm glad that these guys just do not listen to this noise and just go on with what they're doing. But Jokic, for me, had an absolutely brilliant game, especially the first half. You saw the difference in our wingers, and it was because of him. I think the only 2 chances he had a couple of chances, but there was 2 that I think he could have done better on, Paul. One, the first one in 2 minutes, as you pointed out already, laces through it, see where you go. But there was also a cross, and he didn't anticipate it. Saliba was in front of him, and he maybe thinks Saliba's going to win the header. If Saliba doesn't win the header, when he comes down, the ball just drops the shot, it hits him, and it goes out. So maybe that could have been more anticipation, but maybe that's digging it like under the ground for something there, Paul. I mean, I've been in that position playing football many times. I'm sure you have, and other people have.
There's no way you're in an opponent's box. There's no way you're a striker or anything like that.
I was a winger, mate. I was a winger.
Left back on the bench. Was it?
No, I was left back at times.
Left back on the bench. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Left back in the changing rooms, mate.
Yeah, that's
it. Yeah. So for that side of things, it's just Gyökeres is the goals will come. The goals will come. And do you know what? See if he scores 3 goals to the end of the season, but my wingers do absolutely amazing. The rest of the team bang it. We pick up 3 points. I don't give a shit. See if he goes and scores a hat-trick in the Champions League and it makes us win the Champions League. I don't care, Paul. I seriously do not care. And people just need to lay off him. It is nonsense. But I'm specifically watching Arsenal now. Rather than just enjoying the game, I'm looking at positioning and wherever some of our players are, mate, and what they're doing. And for me, Gyökeres is doing everything correct, bar sticking the ball in the back of the net. But that'll come.
Yeah, no, that's it. Of course. Well, so why wasn't it 2-0 before half time then? That was probably the key critique about the whole performance. Here's the thing. Obviously, Brighton had no shots in the first half. Tells you how well we controlled the game. But we don't turn the dominance into that second goal. We force saves from Verbruggen. We have moments where, say that ball breaks loose. I'll tell you what, the lovely little bit of intricacy with Zubamendi, the little flick from Marino's shot, wasn't it, in the box?
Yeah.
Forces a really smart save from him. But more often we would kind of rush that final kind of action. That's the difference between we played
Saka's
well.
as well. Saka's ball that went right across the 6-yard line.
Yeah.
It's weird. That's the type of chance I would expect Gyökeres to actually take, Paul. But that one was like any player touches that ball, it's in the back of the net. I mean, we could have been outside, Paul. Sorry, I didn't mean to break your flow there. We could have been 3-4 in that first half, and that's the only frustrating thing.
This is it.
As
I said, that's the difference between like saying, "Oh yeah, well we played well this half," but or we've ended the contest.
Yeah.
You know, we've done it. Obviously, it matters because 1-0 at half time keeps that door open. And yeah, let us know in the chat. Was it wasteful or were we just unlucky in the first half on that side? But second half, yeah, 2-0 up. Goal on 52 minutes. Corner chaos once again. And yeah, the song, the famous song ringing out around the stadium, own goal again, ole ole. And yeah, really quite good. I mean, the second half started really well, and Arsenal again stepping on it. And yeah, 52 minutes. Declan Rice corner. Again, pressure at the near post. Bodies kind of there. And Ruta, I don't know what he tried to. He just tries to almost try and deflect it out, hasn't he? He's got almost a great glancing Steve Bold-like kind of flick on at the near post and straight past the keeper. And it was quite funny. And then that the chant rung around, and what did you think of that side of things? Again, Rice obviously with that corner again, and he's an absolute beast with some of those deliveries. What was it?
The delivery was unbelievable, Paul. Again, it was right on the money, and I don't know. I mean, Casey and Bert has done a madness, man. He's went out there this year and signed a £90 million forward called OG. It's just brilliant. This guy's popping up with some absolute bangers at the moment. But Paul, that comes down to how brilliant we are and how good the set pieces are, etc. I mean, go and dare touch it. You put it in your own net, and if you don't touch it, one of our defenders will be on end. It's up to you. So it's almost like an arrogance about it. The set piece things kind of calmed down a bit, but I think it's because Gabriel's been injured. Now he's coming back. That'll be stepped up again as well. But maybe we just got answers for everything. And we're not scoring teams are not scoring own goals against us by chance. It's if it only happened once or twice, you can say it's just by chance, bit unlucky, and that's it. It's happened repetitively. So why is that, Paul? That shows what we're doing to make that happen. That is Arsenal Football Club. That's Declan Rice whipping that corner in that's undefendable. And people were all lucky on the guy. I mean, he just got the best touch in the world on it. It was just the faintest touch right past his goalkeeper that was in. But see if he didn't touch it, Paul, one of our defenders forwards could have got an end of that. Or it could have been in the back of the net. It was really that freaking good. Saka done it last week, and I had to go inside of the post, hit the goalkeeper and went in. These deliveries are on the money. So there's reasons. We shouldn't need an own goal. And I'm not saying that we're relying on own goals, because I still think there's gears in Arsenal where we step up. But for me, Paul, they're happening. 100% they're happening because of Arsenal Football Club. It's not because of other teams. The way they're defending them, they're happening because of Arsenal Football Club. If it's a delivery from Saka or Declan Rice coming into the box there, that freaking good. It's just causing absolute panic and mayhem in that box. So I love that song, and I sang it as soon as it went in, Paul. I was sitting on my settee and I was singing it along with you guys.
Yeah, and that was a funny one as well. You've only come to see the own goal. So we had a bit of a laugh on that side. So it's quite funny. But like I said, I feel like I'd still like to win about another 7-8 games like that, just to really kind of grate on people hating on Arsenal, and it boils them to a certain degree where it just gets quite laughable, just because you
beautiful.
It's
beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's making them fuming, and it's just like, if I could bottle up the tears, perfect. It's great. It's great to see, and long may it continue. And at 2-0, Mark. It's almost. It's that you've got a little boundary now. Do you want us to keep pressing, or do you understand dropping off potentially with, again, a massive game on Tuesday coming up with Villa?
See, for me, Paul, I want to keep going because I was actually looking at it. Man City were 5, before we kicked off the game, were 5 goals ahead of us in the goals advantage. Goals 4. So 5 goals advantage. So see, when we got to 2 and I saw how well we're playing, the tempo, the way that the guys were going, I was just like, come, guys, let's just kill this. Just go and let's get this killed. I was confident, and they were making me feel really confident. We could go and make this a 3-4-5 and really close that gap to Man City. You never know like at the end of the season if it did get that far, how tight it's going to be. So you want to be making sure that Man City are free flowing and Haaland's a robot and the best team in the world, but they're only actually 4 goals better off than Arsenal this season. To make that make sense. But so for me, Paul, I want to keep going. I wasn't even looking at Paul. I'm like one game at a time. Let's try and win this 3-4, get the confidence there and try and get us back to the 23-24 season, well, when we were emptying stadiums at half-time, mate.
Yeah. No, that's definitely, that was always a good moment. I mean, yeah, you look at it, it's always, when it's 2-0, it is always a little bit fragile, isn't it, on that side?
Yeah.
And, you kind of, do you want to go for it? Again, we know we're not going to probably outscore Man City at this minute because, again, you know, it is free flowing for them, and that's mainly because they've got a striker now that's like 3 years into his kind of, is it 4 years now with them. I'm trying to think now where it's just kind of how many years he's been actually. I mean, the amount of goals he scored is absolutely ridiculous, but and he's obviously going to break records. But yeah, you look at it and you just think. This is the difference, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's he gets an injury again. How do they deal with it? Yeah,
it's game over. So, he gets an injury, it's game over. I don't like seriously, they're gone on that given point. They're holding on to like our tails, Paul.
Yeah,
and we're getting pushed back. So sorry, I don't mean to.
That's all right.
I just honestly, I'm so calm this season. I don't know why. I'm actually freaking calm this season. Like, even there's a bit of pressure right now. I'm just like, no, Gabriel's coming back. Hopefully, as Emerson says, it's only resting timber. Hopefully, Calafiori, maybe he has to miss a game, but we can play MLS on Tuesday, which we'll dive into, I'm sure, and just see if that tightness could release a bit for Calafiori. Then we start getting our defenders back. Then our attackers are playing. Ødegaard's on the ball. He's on the money. He's pushing the team, driving the team. Mate, bring it on. Just bring it on. I can't, honestly, come and freaking catch me. But you're right. And there are 7-8 games of set piece, OGs. I don't care. I like a couple of dodgy bar decisions as well, just to chuck them in so we can start singing bar again. Well, do you know, I don't care. Just bung them in so I can piss all these guys off, and then we'll just start doing the 4-5-0s and rump it, mate. So I'm on that train.
No, so look, obviously 2-0. We obviously said it could be a fragile kind of like the moment of the game. Obviously, a crucial kind of phase in the game when you actually look at the grand scheme of it. We kind of eased off slightly. I don't think it was a huge kind of drop off. Not like say like the Wolves game, so for instance, distances got bigger between the units, and again when that happens, you kind of stop controlling the game, the territory, and again you're kind of controlled by emotions, I suppose, in a way where you kind of you've got that little nervous energy kind of going around the stadium. And that's when potentially matches can turn. 12 minutes on from the second goal, Brighton get their first real moment. And I'd say instant punishment. I mean, the ball's kind of worked into the box and it's kind of, it's knocking around, isn't it? And then Ayari, I think it was it Ayari hit a shot. Well, it's a straight shot down onto the post, and obviously bounced back up, and the rebound falls to Diego Gomez, and a smart finish. I thought it was a really good finish from him, but it made it 2-1. Everything changes in the game. Brighton have belief again. I talked about the tenseness in the stadium. And it kind of changes a little bit, and that's the whole kind of yeah, oh no, not this again. And it's kind of, yeah, and it's not about how good we are. It's about whether or not we can just kind of close the game out or get the job done. Once it's 2-1, Mark, did you feel we managed it well, or did we kind of look rattled?
Yeah, no, I thought we managed it well. Like compared to previous games, where it did see us drop off massively. I thought we controlled it, and it was, as you say, it was their first opportunity, Paul, and it was just yeah, it was just absolute luck. It rebounded off the post and fell. But see at that point, Paul. See, maybe again going back to calmness of how I'm feeling. I'm almost feeling like this is a George Graham side, like. Arsenal are winning, like one goal up. We'll just see it out with our defence. So even on that point of them going 2-1 up, I still thought, do you know what? There's still opportunity for Arsenal to create chances, and that's their only chance in the game. So chances are they won't get another clear-cut chance by the end of the game. Why was that wrong? But anyway, I'm sure you'll go into that. But yeah, so I felt like I did. Paul, honestly, I just felt calm. I felt really, really calm, thinking, like, guys, get your act together. We were 2-0 up, coasting. It's like a switch off or whatever, and they're back in. But we can still push on now and still score maybe the third and the fourth goal. But yeah, you can touch on the rest of the game, Paul.
Yeah, look, it was obviously 2-1. Then there was a real defining kind of moment in the game. Obviously, Brighton get a chance for 2-2. Minte bends one in. That man, David Raya, produces an outrageous fingertips save, really. Again, just one of many. I think it's such a David Raya save from his start of his career at Arsenal. As I said, there's a highlight reel of those kind of saves that is made for us. Elite goalkeeping, I'd say on that side. Points winning. Yeah, you look at that, and that's the difference between us going in 2-2 and potentially going on losing the game, or keeping us in this the game and ahead. But it also shows the price you pay when you don't finish the match earlier. Yeah. Is that save of the season territory for you?
Paul, it is. See, when, like, and as I said a second ago, I didn't think they would get another opportunity. See, when he hits the ball, instantly, the second he hits the ball, Paul, and I've seen this numerous occasions, like with teams against Arsenal. I'm like, that's it, damn. And like you go, blood drains from you, and then you see Raya tip this somehow, absolutely somehow, impossible, like an inch over the bar. It is save of the season. It will not be beaten. It's probably save of like the last 5 seasons. It is incredible, Paul. How he got anything on that is absolutely beyond me. Yeah. Like, we don't appreciate how freaking good this keeper is. That was it. In my head, it was 2-2. Second, that's leaving that player's foot. I'm like, it's 2-2. Like, Arsenal, come on. And at that time, I would have maybe got a bit irate. But David Raya, take a bow, son. What a save. Much immersed tonight. Much immersed better.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know, like Brian would probably probably agree as well.
I put in the chat, in our chat, instantly, I said, do not ever speak about my goalkeeper again. Keep his name out of your mouth. And he said he's finally earned a paycheck. Like, Brian, I'm not biting. Yeah. Just keep his freaking name. But do you know, Paul, it's just, I don't know many keepers that could pull that off.
I mean, that is said, it's like, I think I'm quite blessed because obviously I sit behind the goal, and obviously I take my boy over there, and he wants to obviously go and watch the warm up. So I'll tell you what, I sat there watching his warm up, and you're looking at the goalkeeper coaches and the other goalkeepers, and it's like the ground he covers just in, say, like the warm up, and it's like he's like a cat, like literally just like batting things down. You're going from low on the other side of the goal to then all of a sudden diving like a salmon over to the other side to literally get a hand or tip the ball wide on the other side. But you just think the footwork, the whole kind of thing about how he goes, it's fantastic to see. It's really good as a goalkeeper.
I'm going to criticise him though, some of his distribution. But Paul, how bad was the wind in the stadium? Because some of his distribution was slightly off, not as good as what it would normally be. Was there a swirling wind?
It was up a little bit. I think walking into the stadium, I think was a little bit. Yeah, the wind was blowing a little bit. But like I said, again, the distribution itself, I think there was a lot of kind of, I don't know, a little bit of pressure maybe to kind of either get the ball or get it out. I know they were trying to press high.
The goalkeepers were trying to keep the ball lower.
Yeah.
Like on the way out, and that's how I mentioned the wind. Like obviously up higher, it's going to affect it a lot more. But it was almost like the balls out were getting drilled rather than the normal kind of pass.
It's one. I think it's just one of those where it's again, even you look at just say like the kind of the void that's kind of almost left by say even Declan Rice in the midfield, and you're suddenly thinking, those longer balls. There's a bit more. Well, I don't want to say there's a bit more control because again, we were very very controlled. But yeah, the odd one I think would kind of come out be a little bit astray. But they were pressing high as well, so you looked at those kind of passes where the ball would kind of come out, and again, the whole kind of movement and the passing movements and the pattern of play from the goalkeeper was a little bit alien to the players that were playing there as well, because again, I think there was a time he tried to hit a ball to Saka. Saka, I don't think was expecting it. He didn't get to Saka, but then Rice was on the touchline as well, and it was kind of like, do you go there to go to Rice, or he's then tried to go higher up straight away? I think that's kind of part of the problem on that side, where you underestimate how much it can potentially affect the kind of whole kind of like movement of the team. Certainly when players are kind of almost filling in and just doing a job. But yeah, overall I thought it was all right. But again, with his passing out and everything like that, you're going to have times where they don't always find the target. But
I wouldn't criticise him, Paul. It's not like any criticism at all. I just noticed it from both keepers that there was like they were almost like drilling the ball out kind of as low as possible, and that allows for interceptions when they do that. But you're right as well with what you said. If David Raya has a Urian Timber on the right hand side, week in, week out, he would know where to distribute the ball towards Timber. In the middle of the park, he's got Declan Rice there. So again, if he's passing the ball out, Declan Rice would know that ball's coming in that direction, where Mourinho would maybe be just half a yard off of that, if you know what I mean. So, repetition's everything in this game, and so I'm not criticising him even in the slightest, Paul.
No.
It's risk and reward. Everything that we do is risk and reward, and keep doing it, because that reward, what you gave me at the weekend, is 2 points, mate. And basically, that's what it is. It's 2 points, that reward. So, thank you very much, David. Fantastic.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just going to dip into the chat quickly. We lost Ange. She's having an early night, but thanks, Ange, for getting involved. Got a busy one. Bid you good night. Emerson, corners are done by signal by Heinzer, and it's to ask players 8 yards of the goal. Look, there's a lot going on there, along with obviously Jova as well. There's a lot of stuff going on, and intricacies that they set up every game. and it's always evolving as well. That's what I'm saying. You can't stay in one kind of zone, because again, you're seeing other teams copy your playbook. You've then got to almost adapt and bring other things in as well. So it's always going on and on. Emerson again, Paul. We're running out of steam, and Brighton put on the danger players. Yeah, look, we said it when they started bringing on the players. Yeah, they were bringing on a bit of pace. They were bringing on some direct running kind of players. And yeah, Gabriel had to come on, because again, we still had to protect that kind of that lead as well. So yeah, we know. I think he scored against us, hasn't he? Previously, Minte as well, hasn't he? Or I don't know if he had a man of the match performance. I don't know if that was over.
No, I think he did. I think he did score. Yeah.
But yeah, we know he's a danger. But as I said, they kind of grew into it. But again, I think there's only so much you can use that intensity for and that tempo for in a game. I think naturally there is a moment where you kind of have a lull, and you kind of almost, this is where game management comes along. Can we get game management in? Can we do that well? Can we shut things down? Can we just kind of almost do it and just almost not so much coast through games, but can we just deal with it? And that's where we've got to improve and carry on improving, because I think we've done a lot better at game management, I think, this season. In the most, I mean, obviously with the injuries and everything like that, it's made it a little bit more crazy. And this is what I said: we need to almost take that the chaos moment out of games, where it is just basically chance related, or there's lots of a game of chance and everything like that. There's things going on. Can we deal with the game? Can we manage it and just take that chaos out of things, control the game, and have it that way? And Mark Emerson, that ranks number 2 on my best saves. Yeah, old Spunky against Sheffield United, and that save was unbelievable. I remember it. It's behind him, and he's managed to claw the ball out.
Oh, goal. Yeah.
It was a crack game, and that was an awful game as well for us. It was one of those real awkward ones. They were so up for it as well, and that save at the time was unbelievable. And look, Raya's got a highlight reel of saves. I mean, they all are there.
It's the double saves, as Emerson saying there, Paul. I've never seen so many by one keeper, and how freaking good that he is at doing it.
Yeah. And as I said, this is what I said about the agility, and I say, look at those kind of warm ups. It's almost like you're literally you're right down on the other side of the goal to get back up to go the other side, and it's just the actual recovery, the get back up, making yourself big and alert, ready to kind of get that second ball or that second chance. And you saw that one. It was like, literally gone across. He's come across to go and get the second ball. There's no way he should be getting to that second one, and he still manages to do it. So
I think twice last season he done that, and it was
saved the penalty as well, didn't he? Saved the penalty and then recovered and
that was in Europe,
yeah.
And he had the one against Ollie Watkins and Aston Villa. He saved the penalty, and then he jumped up, and it was an open goal, and he kept it out. And then you had the Ollie Watkins one for Aston Villa as well.
Yeah,
I think he tipped under the underside of the crossbar, came down. Ollie Watkins headers it in an empty net, but he's up and was able just to claw it away. It's just
I think that's a great basis for a little show. We might have to do a little segment on the best saves for us. Are you all right, mate?
Yeah. So it's vaping.
He's put it down wrong hole.
Is it after 9 o'clock now? We need past the watershed, Paul.
Oh dear. No. So look, I think it's good now. I think I want a quick fire player selection now. Throw your names in the chat. Player of the match, man of the match. Look, we've already spoke about Declan Rice, set piece quality, leadership, doing a fantastic job at right back. Ødegaard, right side control, and the goal fitting of a captain. Saka, an assist and a constant threat. Saliba, generally strong, but again, I think just need a little bit more authority. I don't know about you, but I still think it's probably been his most testing season as an Arsenal player.
It's maybe because he's not had Gabriel beside him, Paul. Maybe
no. I'm saying when we were talking with both of them there, it was almost like he would be as he was labelled, the Rolls Royce, the one that wouldn't get flustered, the one that wouldn't be there, and it would be Gabriel being the one that was maybe the erratic one, so to speak. But it's almost like the roles have kind of reversed, and Gabriel's been the sure guard, and then he's been a little bit it just feels like he's been a bit more rattled by opposition and whatever like that, and you see little kind of things nipping in, and just create a little bit of worry, and nothing bad. I still think he's obviously played really well, but again, little things that get ruffled, and it's a little bit alien when you see him play.
No, absolutely. But I just think that comes down to maybe that he's maybe trying to do too much. See, when he's got Gabriel beside him, he only has to concentrate on his side of the pitch. He's got the understanding with Gabriel, and that's it. But when you have Mosquera coming in, you've had Timber playing, naturally Timber replaced him, so that one doesn't count. But Hincapié coming there, then you've had Calafiori playing left centre back, etc. It's kind of changing, and maybe he's just trying to do a bit more than his own job, and maybe just try to. I don't know, Paul. Saliba's an amazing defender for me, and he's absolutely top notch. And you're right. Maybe he is just a bit more that, but maybe it's down to the partnership changing. A fair bit this season, obviously, because Gabriel being out for 9 games.
Yeah, that's it.
It might be that, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, there's no general one, but as I said, he's worth a shout out. David Raya, obviously the match-winning save.
Unreal.
Gyökeres, getting chances, but again, just looking like he's trying to force it maybe a little bit too much. And then we have a chance at 2-1. Martinelli coming on. Late chance, and it's the moment, that killer moment just to make it 3-1. And it's really good. He kind of angles his run and then kind of cuts in to go in towards the.
Who played that ball for the Paul? Because I remember thinking at the time, was it Hincapié? No, it wouldn't be Hincapié. I went, no, you could be, because he was at left back at that point. No.
Oh, dear. It
was a ridiculous ball through. Anyway, and just thinking Martinelli did like every day of the week, but. That's the point, Paul. The reason I wanted to mention the ball is this is how fast we're playing. It's like the balls, we're actually doing what we should be doing to go out and absolutely smash teams.
It's on the right side anyway, wasn't it? It was on the it was on the right wing anyway. So it probably was. It might have been Saka, or no, Saka had been taken off then, or did he get taken off? I can't actually remember.
I thought it came from to the midfield area. I'll have to watch this back.
Yeah, I need to watch it back. But I thought, the way the kind of ball come on, and he's kind of just played the ball into the box. But like I said, I'll have to watch it back. I remember it through hazy eyes, so to speak. But it was a very good day, much enjoyable. What's give me your three kind of players. Who'd be your top three for the award?
Right, I'm not going to miss anyone out because of what you said about Raya and that. But number one would have to be Ødegaard. I thought outstanding. Number two, quick fire, 100% is Saka. Number 3 is difficult because I thought Trossard was absolutely phenomenal on the left-hand side. Paul, honestly, he embarrassed this guy. That guy got hooked. He got ripped off the...
It's a horrible game for him as well because they absolutely detest him.
Exactly. He was loving it though. That made Trossard even better. He was absolutely killing this guy, Paul, and I mean killing him. The guy was that embarrassed that he ended up getting substituted. Trossard annihilated him. So I think he would have to put Trossard 3. But I'm going to give an honourable mention to Mourinho and Zubimendi. I thought they were both absolutely outstanding. And Mourinho was fantastic. He could have scored. And see, when people, just briefly, that would be my top 3, Paul. But briefly, see when people at times think, or Arsenal fans, and this is, I don't like it. See, when you've got Declan Rice, we know we've got one of the best midfielders in the world. So when we're taking Mount there to replace Timber at right back because we've got too many midfielders, we don't have a right back. So we'll have to, Arteta's having to make that change. Then when someone comes in Declan's place, just because they do not play as good as Declan does not mean to say they're an average player, a poor player, a bad player, or they've had a bad performance. They're just not Declan Rice and they will not hit these standards. And we need to realise that as a fan base. And the same with Hincapié and Gabriel.
Yeah.
Hincapié is not Gabriel. Gabriel is one of the best defenders in the world, if not the best. Gabriel goes out, yes, there's going to be a drop-off. But the answer for Arsenal is to make sure that drop-off's not too much. It's just your name. That drop-off's not too much, Paul. So as far as I'm concerned, people need to weigh off the levels. Mourinho had an outstanding game. I've heard a lot online. He had a poor game. Outstanding. Zubimendi, outstanding. But my top 3 have got to be Ødegaard, Saka. Even Gyökeres deserves a mention, but Trossard, because Trossard, this guy's got kids to feed, mate. You've made him unemployed. It's brutal.
Yeah. No, I said I agree. I said Ødegaard. I thought it was his most complete kind of game that he's had, and he's topped off with a goal as well. But I think even without the football, you saw him conducting that press and almost telling players when to go, or try and kind of get a grip of when we actually go and where we kind of focus on.
Just one second.
Yeah, go on. Yeah. But I like it. I like how he was. Rice obviously was really good. That right back, and as I said, I think that just the desire, the want to do things and make a difference, it's a different gravy. And then, David Raya again wasn't really called upon. Again, it's one of those telling moments. Do you grab a game by the neck and you provide that match-winning save? Yes, you do, and that's one of those where you suddenly say, yeah, you've just grasped that game from despair to actually getting the win and getting the job done. So yeah, it was a fantastic save at a real important time. But overall, yeah, Saka really good. The whole team, I think everyone played their part, and it was not ideal for Arteta. I mean, to make that change with such little time to kind of spare, obviously you've got to make the change to the team sheet. You can't bring on anyone else. It would be ideal if you could suddenly replace more than one after you put your team sheet on, because again, you might have had potentially Gabriel coming on. You'd look at it, but how it actually happened, I thought it was really good, and fair play to him as well, because he's had to make that decision on the fly, and it's come up trumps, because again, as I said like last week, if the result goes the other way, there's a whole rhetoric kind of going on, a whole new kind of rhetoric about what's happened. why decisions have been done that way. So, yeah, I'm happy. Really good on that side. Just going to quickly pop on. Just waiting for Mark on that side. Emerson said, my lineup against Villa: Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiore, Rice, Subamendi, Ødegaard, Saka and Jesus, along with Martinelli. I mean, if they're all fit, Emerson, then it's good. It's good for us because I'll tell you what, we need everyone. Just like we need the fans, we need everyone on their A game. We have to bring the atmosphere. We have to bring the atmosphere to the stadium for that side. So before we dip into Villa directly, Emerson said, Paul and Mark, what are your thoughts if Bournemouth sign Nwaneri on loan?
Yeah, for me, Paul, I would go for it. 100%. I've been asking the question. We've got Ødegaard in front of him. He's not going to get game time. Either loan him out and see where it goes, or flip him. We also get accused at times of being pure sellers, Paul.
Yeah.
So you can sell them and have a buyback clause. And I do know that as Arsenal fans, we get very attached to Hale End, but there is a time for what's right for the football club. And right now, Ethan is getting no game time. The only game time he's got depends on how Arteta sees it. Is in the dead ringer Champions League games, because we're basically in the top 8 regardless. Yep. But Arteta, in my opinion, will want to finish in the top 2. So therefore, just to get the better draws. So therefore, I don't even see that happening, Paul, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I don't know if that's a solid rumour, Emerson, but for me, 100% minimum out on loan. Out on loan, and then we'll reassess it in January to see where. The summer to see where we are, Paul.
Yeah, I think it's coming on because of Semenyo, isn't it? So yeah, obviously it looks like it's going to go to Man City. I don't think it's his desired destination.
He went to Arsenal, I believe.
Yeah, he's an Arsenal fan. But as I said, if Arsenal were hard in for him this season, I was under the impression that it was potentially one that we were looking at potentially in the summer, and that would have potentially paved the way for a Trossard or Martinelli potentially moving on.
Yeah.
And then you've got a replacement coming in, and he's strong, and it's again another ingredient that we haven't really kind of got with regards to someone wide who can literally bounce people off him and score some goals as well. So interesting.
The interesting thing is, Paul, that I know that Fabrizio said that like he's agreed this move to Man City and it's all but done, etc. At the end of the day, you never know. Berta Pool, he done it with Eze. Eze was headed to Tottenham. It was the exact same tweet that's went out, and he ended up at Arsenal. So if Arsenal are really looking at him, Arteta really likes him, Berta really likes him, you never know. They might just speed up and bring him in January and see where it goes for with either Trossard or Martinelli, and that's reality. But yeah. But that to get the answer to Emerson, something does have to happen with Ethan. He's just not going to get game time, Paul.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, as I said, look, there has to be a plan. Like I said, if we were kind of really kind of struggling for numbers in that kind of area, then you'd be like, you're mad. You can't leave yourself short. But yeah, the answer isn't Max Dowman yet. I don't want us to be kind of almost putting so much pressure on 14, 15-year-old. Just the same as I don't really want to be putting pressure on, say, even a Nwaneri at 18, 19, whatever. You know, we're Arsenal. We shouldn't be kind of potentially having so much kind of on a youngster. We should have players with more experience. Yeah, ready to go, ready to do it. Yeah, if you're good enough, you'll get involved. But obviously, there's certain parts I think that 1 year he's kind of not quite got. Whether or not that's the out of possession kind of thing. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Are you seeing the right things at all levels? Whether or not it's with the ball might be brilliant, really good, but again, can he trust him in a big game without saying the ball? And we need to be good and organised. And this is part of the problem, isn't it? It's that, look, you could put Wanyeri in and rotate around, but what happens if the game goes pear-shaped and we go and drop points? All of a sudden, that chat is about Arteta's lineup. Why have you rotated? Blah blah blah. You haven't got not got the win, and it's just another way of doing it. And you're damned if you do, damned if you don't on that side. It's like all of a sudden, you're doing it. Well, all right, you might have dropped a few points more than what you've got, but this is a critical kind of time for him.
100%. Do you know, Paul, I agree 100% with that, and you've absolutely nailed that on the head. Arteta's damned if he does or damned if he doesn't. The way that people see it and online fan base see it, there was a wish that we played the whole Hill End and our side, and we went on to win the quadruple, and that's kind of the mentality. It's not like that. It's like fine margins to define Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues and etc. And Arteta is stuck between a rock and a hard place with Ethan. But what I would say, if the club really believed and Arteta really believed in Ethan, why would he have went out and signed Desi? That tells me he's not. He does not see Ethan as like, you're my guy to back up Ødegaard. You're my guy. Because he would never have signed Desi. So that's why something has to give. And as Arsenal fans, we just need to try and be not sentimental towards players. If you really like him, pray that Arsenal put a buyback clause in. We sell him for 50, we buy him back for 80 if he becomes established, or 90 if he becomes established. It's not the end of the world. If he's not, then he's an ESR and we'll let him go. We had this with the ESR. And I'm just not doing it, Paul. I'm not doing it with players now. It's like we're either bad sellers or we don't sell. What one do you want? But we have got offered £40 million from Villa, but when Jack Grealish went to Man City for ESR, we refused it. ESR sat out for nearly 18 months and then ended up getting sold to film for 27? And that's if add-ons are even met. And he's struggling to get an FPL at times due to injury. Yeah. So I'm not saying Ethan's on that point, Paul, but it's just realistically it's time that we actually just take a back step from Hale End and think, what do we want? Hale End to succeed or winning medals? Both of them in line would be fantastic. Until we get to that point, let's just like one step at a time, mate. And for me, Ethan, not because I don't like him, but Ethan is not the guy. If he was the guy, we'd never sign Desi.
Yeah. Like I said, I think again there has to be that real kind of 100%. You got to be behind him. And again, look, does he not want to put too much kind of pressure on this guy? It's almost like where you try and almost ground those kind of players as well. You don't want them to be. We don't know. We're not savvy to know about the mental side of things again with these youngsters. Yeah, you look at how Lewis Skelly's kind of established himself and then kind of dropped away on that side from the pecking order. Again, how are they dealing with things? Are they struggling with things? Are there things that Arteta sees that isn't what he'd like to see? It's all these little things kind of play in, and no one really knows about it. Everyone can surmise and just kind of come to their own conclusions and that. But again, they're kids, they're youngsters. They've got to kind of get their own way and find that way themselves. But yeah, no time for sentiments, unfortunately, in this era of Arsenal Football Club. You know, we've got to get it sorted. We've got to get it going, and we've got to pick up the points. And if they are part of us on the journey, so be it. Enjoy the ride. But if there isn't a chance, or they get itchy feet and they want to start playing, look at Cheeto.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point where we kind of, at that point where you're suddenly saying, look, we are crying out for a striker. We hadn't signed Gyökeres, and you're suddenly saying, I'm going to Man United for the project and the development path. And it's like all of a sudden, hang on a minute. Look at the players that are in front of you, Man United. And all right, yeah, you've doubled your money of what you were going to get with Arsenal. But again, has he played? No. Again, you just look at it and you just think, well, there's a chance.
I think
there.
that one's a bad one, because I think that he was driven by money. You got 38. I think Man United done a madness, £30,000 a week for a kid. That's not even barely a scholarship. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But that's up to them. That's up to Man United. He's not even touched it. For heaven, I could honestly, I could relate to him a bit, because if I'm looking at him and I'm looking at Arsenal, I'm thinking, Jesus, dear God, man, I've got Saliba, Gabriel ahead of me. I've got this defence ahead of me. I want to, playing football's the most important thing. It's not money. I'm not driven by any of that. Yeah. I've not got any chance of breaking into this team. These guys are absolute elite level. Then I could understand them saying, do you know what? I'm not signing. I want to, move on to a different club and I want to play minutes and get time in my legs, etc. And that's where I am. And I can appreciate that. I honestly can, because Bob, that can go for me or you. You've got a choice. If you're at Arsenal Football Club at this moment in time, and you're a midfielder, and you've got Declan Rice ahead of you, you could either stay there on, as one example, on 30 grand a week, which I'm sure you'd be pretty happy with, looking at Declan Rice and thinking, fair play, I have no chance of ever playing. Or you could maybe drop your money and then go to a Luton and be playing week in, week out. It depends what you want for your development and what you want for there. For Obi Martinez, I just think he done it completely wrong, and it was bad advice by bad advisors, because there's no way a kid that young would make that decision. It's family, agents and greed. And where are you, son? Where are you? I hope the development's going well. But you look at Heaven, and I think it's the exact opposite to that. He is, and it was taking a step down. He had more chance of getting into that Manchester United defence than into the Arsenal defence. So he took that step down to try and take that step up, and fair play to him.
Good. All right. Well, let's crack on to Aston Villa. Oh. 3 must-fix lessons. Obviously, Tuesday, Villa travel back to the capital, 8:15. A massive game, but we've got to take 3 things from this Brighton game and carry into that game. I've said, be clinical. that's something we've got to add to our locker. That's 100%. Control the transitions. Yeah, again, dominate those kind of areas. Don't turn the game into a moments match. Don't allow chaos. Yeah, we've got to be in control of it. And just game management again. If you have got a lead, 2-0, finish teams off. Make sure you deal with things, and that's how I've kind of surmised that. And Villa are going to be an awkward team. We know that. What are you expecting from them, Mark? Just in general.
Yeah, I expect what we got in a few weeks back, and Villa just seems to be this bogey team for Arsenal, especially the ex-manager as well. It's horrible. It's horrible. I do not like playing them. We should have beat them at Villa Park. We could have came away 2-1 in that game, and they ended up last kick of the ball, won it 2-1. It just seemed to sometimes a bit of luck on either side. So it's going to be a helter-skelter game. Arsenal will be in control, Paul, but will we be clinical? And I think clinical was the best word that you used there, because if I go back to previous games when we played Aston Villa and we've lost, it's because we've not been clinical. It's not because Villa have outscored us, have played us, or outdone anything that Arsenal have done. We have not been clinical in our game.
Yeah.
And that happened at Villa Park a few weeks back. We could easily won that game. We must take our chances, because this team on transition will seriously come back and they will freaking haunt you. And better, if there's one signing that you can make this summer, go and take Morgan Rogers clean away from Aston Villa, because this kid is a fucking real deal. Absolutely real deal. But yeah, they're on transition. They are that. Morgan Rogers is him, and he is actually him for Aston Villa. So we need to nullify him, Paul, and be clinical, and we'll come out of this game with it. If we're 2-1 up or 1-1 going into the final stages, mate, I'm going to be nervous as hell. I'm really nervous, because this is not a team to mess around with.
No.
It's not a team to mess around with at all. So just please, as you said, Paul, beautifully, just be clinical.
Yeah, that I said, it's again, it just using some intelligence on it as well, and just not giving them a sniff just on there. And again, if we've got some decent tempo, if we again, like I said, we start off like we did yesterday, can we keep that going? Can we make sure that we get those kind of chances, we take them, but then make sure there's no sniffing around. And again, look, Saliba, Gabriel look like they'll be starting. I think that's clear now. I think he's obviously had his game minutes. I think it will be fine to start. And it's then just about the others coming back, whether or not Timber was precautionary. Again, the same with Calafiore. I think, having him as well. I thought Skelly done well yesterday, but as I said, there's something about Calafiore and again the presence he has all over the pitch. It'll be interesting just to see how he lines up, in all honesty. I don't think Rice is going to be right back this time round there, much to your disappointment, I think, on that side. But he could do a number, he could do a job, but I'd rather him in his normal position. And like I said, I hope everyone comes back as they are. And I don't think there's been any kind of thing about Havertz yet, is there?
He's close. Been
on the bench. He's close, but
he's very close, and Jesus came back looking extremely sharp as well. So see, the attacking threat that we have off the bench is sickening. But Emerson dropped a message in the chat, Paul. You should pick up on it, because it's a very poignant thing.
Yeah. Pull them up. Yeah, remember Cash and Kamara are out. So we have to isolate the left back as the midfield is strong. And again, keep it quiet. I don't think Watkins probably wants to score against us, in all honesty. I think
he done it the year that we lost the title to Man City by 2 points.
Yeah, I know, but I think he wanted. He could have been our player as well.
It was we said that he should be our player right now.
Yeah.
Just for a second again.
Oh. Yeah, no worries, but it's going to be and Cash has had a couple of good performances against us as well. I think on from that side of things, but I think we've got enough about us. I think when everything is down and set, we should be strong enough to get that job done. I think there's no two ways about it. But as I say, that whole stadium has got to be absolutely banging. I'm talking Champions League, massive Category A game. Everyone's got to be on song and make that atmosphere huge, because we can't afford to have negative atmosphere or nervous energy. It's got to be coming. We've got to push it through, and the players will buzz on that. And yeah, and that's how I see it. It's got to be the best. And I said all of these home games, I think, have got to be that same way. We've got to start using these games, create the advantage. Too long that people are just expecting and just turning up and almost, not really kind of giving much back. But yeah, the irony. I mean, you question players.
100%, Paul. See, yeah, 100%, and I like that. Would be my biggest worry as well. That we're in the middle of the holidays, and it's also a midweek game, because the Emirates is horrendous on the midweek games. Absolutely horrendous at times on midweek games, unless you get one of the big guns, your Real Madrid's, Bayern Munich's coming along. It's not like the best atmosphere in the world, and that needs to be picked up on. We've all got a part to play. Every single one of us has a part to play in Arsenal win the Premier League. It's us as the 12th man. So, Paul, you're 100% right. We need to get that atmosphere absolutely rocking. Make this game feel like we are playing Real Madrid, and let them know that, like, they've never came into an arena like it and really rock this place, because the Emirates can be that, Paul. I don't want to focus on the negatives. It really can be, but there's times, games that I've been to, me, and also times that were on the telly, and you could barely even hear us, or you could hear maybe in the North Bank, the North Bank singing, and you hear nothing coming at the clock end at all. There's just like that atmosphere needs to ring around that stadium and be just. This is what teams would do to us. We needed to do it to them. We're top of the league. Remember that, guys. We're top of the league. Not them, not anyone else, us. Yeah. So let's get behind the guys.
No, that's it. I said I think it has improved. I think there's good things. I just think there's times where we kind of let ourselves down a little bit as fans. And like I said, the irony of kind of like when we kind of almost question player performances and everything like that, and not having their best performances, but then we don't question ourselves as fans in the stadium when we don't maybe say give something back as well, because again, we turn up, we want to be entertained, but it doesn't always work like that. We've got to almost encourage that. Fans, the players have still got to do it as well. I don't like the whole thing. It's all about us as fans. It has to come again from the offset straight away with the players. Are they ready? Are they putting in good performance, as in with tempo, high energy? That should then radiate to the fans to then push the atmosphere even higher. But yeah, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a cracking game. I can't wait to kind of get back from work and get down there, and then we hopefully get the 3 points, and then we move on to what is going to be a busy January. I've got a trip to Milan coming up, so it'd be nice to see. But then obviously the FA Cup starts as well. Yeah, it'd be just nice. I said, look, if we get 6 points out of these 2 games, we're halfway there, and we end up the season or this year as on top of the league with that maximum points what's available to us, we'll be in a good place. And then obviously we have Liverpool coming up with Bournemouth away. Yeah, a lot of football again in this next month. And as I said, if we get motoring next month with the players coming back as well, and yes, we are losing other players as well. One in, one out. It's what it is. And hopefully, look, we look at that bench and we suddenly say, look, there's no kind of like weakness now. And as I said, when we look at it like that, there's 2 players out of every match day squad kind of not doing anything. So again, when we do look at the numbers, yeah, if Awanieri isn't getting game time, he may as well try and help us by even trying to score the goals to potentially go and beat a couple of our rivals.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
100%.
Fulham are like our B team at the minute, where we've got ex-players all playing, and look, they tried so hard to get back with City, and they nearly done it. So, I mean, use it, but again, use it to our advantage. Make sure that we hold all the cards, and we're coy about what we're kind of giving other teams, because again, we want them to play, we want them to show. If they do show, then we can take them. We'll take them back, and yeah, they're that bit older, they're that more experienced, and then all of a sudden they can come in and fit in, and it's less alien as an 18, 17, 16-year-old. But they're sharpening their tool, aren't they, with another club. Again, at less of a expectance level, I would say, is more that thing. That's the key thing as well. They've got to be allowed to play, but without that kind of pressure factor as well. There's pressure, and then there is Arsenal pressure. I think that's just where we are. Everything is now driven on. There has to be something at the end of it, so that pressure's lumped on fivefold onto what normally would be. So, yeah, a normal mid-table kind of team with these players kind of almost going to and getting game time is totally different to what we've got here, and what's expected of players, because yeah, standards are very, very high on this side, and yeah, demands.
It's good for a reminder as well, Paul, for these kids to keep them grounded.
Yeah.
So yeah, you come into like an Arsenal side, a Chelsea side, or like any of these top clubs, and you're going to be spoon fed, and everything's going to be done for you, and everything's fantastic, and this is the best place in the world to be. Don't make it. This is reality, and you're back to either sweeping up like locker rooms, or I don't think that goes on anymore, but like the kids coming through from some of these clubs used to do chores around the grounds and stuff, and it's complete reality checked compared to what you got at Arsenal. So it's maybe, I'm not saying Ethan's done anything wrong or he deserves that, but it's a good way to keep a player humble by saying, listen, this is the other side of the fence to what you've currently got. But yeah, I don't know. We're not party to anything at all that goes on inside the changing rooms. As you said earlier, and it was a great point, Miles losing game time when he's been so good last season, coming into this season. We don't know if, like, all of a sudden he's bought himself a Ferrari and he's like, thinks that he's the guy. Like, he's a Bamiyan. We don't know. We don't know if he's turned up 10 minutes or half an hour late for training in the mornings, or I wouldn't imagine that he's done any of that, but we do not know. So yeah, so something has to happen with these kids, and yeah, Miles is brilliant. I love Miles. I absolutely adore Miles, and I love Ethan as well. But you've got to look at the greater good for the football club, and that's kind of where I am here, Paul. But yeah. Just tomorrow night, Tuesday night, get behind the guys, please. If you've got that ticket for that inside that stadium, treat it like it's your one and only ticket in the next 20 years at the Emirates. Sing your freaking heart out. Don't go for a half-time pie or pint. Honestly, I'm the guiltiest one in the world. I go it's like, we'll not even speak about that on air.
Yeah.
If I was coming down, I would be half-time, staying inside the Emirates, singing my freaking heart out. This game is massive. They win. Villa win. They're on the same points as Arsenal.
Yeah.
We win. That's massive. We push the gap all the way out.
Yeah. Yeah. And as I said, there are some big games coming up as well. Just for even Man City.
Yeah.
I don't even have to. What is it? They play Man United as well, don't they?
They've got a horrible fixture list coming up in January, I think. We've got it now because we've got Bournemouth away, which is going to be a tough one. We're going to have, obviously, Villa on Tuesday. We've got Liverpool very early as well. But once we get through that, ours calms down again. And I think theirs is just... And are Man City guaranteed to top 8 the Champions League?
I believe... I think they've got one more win, I think.
Out of the last two.
Yeah, let's have a little look.
Because they would need a playoff if they didn't hit the top 8 either.
Yeah, they're fourth, so 5 behind us.
Yeah.
But everyone else is like literally from 15th to 4th is or 3rd. You know, it's like 4 points. Well, 3 points, sorry. So it's very tight. So you can easily see yourself if you have a bad performance. Then it's a
you can be in the playoffs.
Yeah. So it's very, very interesting. Even down to 19th, there's the 4 points. It's mad.
Is it? Right.
So
there is going to be a big flip in that.
Yeah.
So Man City have also got to keep their eye on that side of it, Paul, not just the Premier League.
No, they've got to do it there. You've got, when you look at it like that, they've got, so Sunderland on New Year's Day away, 8 o'clock. I mean, when we talk about like kind of like the performance that they put in, look, admittedly they've lost a couple of players or a few players, I think, to the AFCON. I don't think that really helps them on that side, but like I said, they've had a tough game today, 1-1 against Leeds. But does that stadium turn into an absolute unbelievable kind of like place when City roll in? Atmosphere wise, obviously New Year's Day, 8 o'clock. I mean, it's a horrible time. But who knows? Then they play Chelsea at home. Brighton at home again. So then you have the FA Cup. So then they take a trip to Newcastle for the semi-finals away. So they've got some tough games, and then they finish it off with Man United away as well, which we know is never a given as well. Man United always seem to almost raise their game a little bit, but on those kind of meetings. So there's lots of games. Galatasaray is their next game in the Champions League after Bodo Glimt. Sorry. So, I mean, that's not an easy place to go to. Arctic Circle and all. Yeah, a lot of things going to change. I think over the course of the next few weeks on that side. It's up to us to take advantage of it as well, though. That's the main thing. But Paul and Mark Emerson, there are no other players coming through this season in the academy, so Dalman and Salmon are the only ones from what I've seen. Yeah, look, as I said, I think they will just be kind of those kind of backups. Should it happen? But as I said, bide their time and away you go. But I think it's a case of just now building it back up again. I mean, you'll have some good high fruit, but then once they kind of go or set themselves or are picked and kind of pushed on to great things, it is then what happens next for that kind of group. But I mean, it looks really good, promising for Salmon as well at 16. I think for a central defender, I've never seen someone that young kind of come on and be given a chance. So that's really positive, and hopefully Dalman has no kind of issues with the ankle injury he's got as well, because we've seen that before as well with Jackie Wilshere. So it's looking good. Like I said, just need to get everyone back now and playing, and away we go. But Tuesday, massive game. 3 points, please, boys. Show up on the day and get the job done. And I'm sure the stadium will be bouncing. If that happens. Before we sign off, we're literally almost 2 hours in, Mark. So I appreciate your time tonight joining me. Tomorrow night, 7:30, we're going to have a special big Sunday quiz show on a Monday, obviously. It's a little bit different. But we're going to have, the Christmas. Yeah, I thought we kind of almost break it down a little bit because we've got a bit to talk about today. And look, we want a little Christmas quiz, a little bit of fun. Grab a drink, grab your Baileys, grab whatever drink you go, get involved, come and join the show. It's Christmas, it's coming up to New Year. That's where the focus is going to be tomorrow. So it'll be a proper Christmas themed quiz. Come and get involved. If you've enjoyed listening in tonight, please like, subscribe, share, and get the notifications pressed for newer content coming through, because there's more and more coming on now. And as I say, the quizzes are going to start being more and more frequent as we go. So hopefully we can get more and more people involved in the quizzes. It's good fun, good bit of banter, and if we can build it, it'll be really good on that side for the community. So I thank everyone in the chat, Emerson, and thank you for watching. Mark, thanks for joining me as well tonight. It's been good. And
I love it, Paul, honestly, anytime. And do you know what? I spent almost 2 hours talking about my favourite topic in the world with one of my mates on a podcast. I mean, life is not that bad. And I'm having a beer tonight, so life is not bad at all, Paul. It could be a lot worse.
It really is not bad at all. As an Arsenal fan, in all honesty, top of the Champions League, top of
the league, flying out to Milan. To Milan, it's just like the guys.
I mean, I can't bear this kind of where we are. I look at it, I just think we're in such a bad place.
That's all good.
Just keep believing, Arsenal. Keep getting behind everyone, and
100%.
we'll get the job done, I'm sure. But Emerson, the link will be on X and in the group chat as well tomorrow. Once I get around to sorting it all out. So that's all good. Oh God, what's this? Emerson, Paul, journey to the Emirates on Tuesday. What's that, Emerson? I know mine's horrendous, but that's
Just going to be the worst.
I'll be having a 4-hour drive to drop the car off, and then half hour on the train.
At least it's 8:15 kickoff, which I don't know why that's.
It's the only saving grace.
Why did they change it to 8:15? So the reason for that?
I have no idea. I'm not sure what TV channel it's on. I don't know.
Nah, it's probably something to do with TV, to be honest.
I mean, are there any other games on?
I could imagine there will be, Paul.
I mean, it's a full. So like there's two quarter past 8 games, and then the rest are on at 7:30. 6 games, but it's like, why? It almost reminds me of like the Amazon kind of days where they staggered the games and it was like they're done. But I don't really know why. But I'm sure.
That just tells me it's going to be on a different TV channel, because if that was on Sky would be 8 o'clock rigid. So that's maybe it is on Amazon or something like that, and it's.
Let's have a quick look. Do they say no? Sky, they're on Sky Sports. So
Sky Sports. Why 2015 is like just such a strange time.
It's just I'm just looking at it even just from the Villa side of things. You suddenly think that they've just obviously come down to the capital as well, and they've played a late game at Chelsea to get back to their homes and whatever. Carnage, get back there. Trains will be, not going.
Maybe they'll not though. Maybe they'll not. Maybe they'll just stay over for a few days.
Well, you'd probably say a few of the lucky ones would probably do that. There's other.
Yeah, I mean for the team though. I mean for the team itself.
Yeah. No, they would have gone back. Yeah, they would have gone back.
Do you think they definitely would have went back? Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have gone back. Yeah, it's the fans here the day. Quarter past 8. I said the game's not finishing until 10:10. Roundabouts, and you're suddenly thinking, well, the last train probably is, well, certainly say I wouldn't say there's going to be one potentially before 11 o'clock or sorry after say 10:30 or whatever. I think there's probably even around 10 o'clock. So I think they'll be really struggling to kind of get back. I don't know.
Exactly, you're driving or you're staying over.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way that you would get out the Emirates after that and get back to like King's Cross or Houston to get a train up there. Absolutely no chance.
No. But yeah, like I said, football's for fans, except for when television companies want to screw you over. And that's it. You realise it isn't about it at all. It's all about them. And this is where you got the massive problem. Yeah.
Just a message for Aston Villa. Thank you for all the years of having us stuck in your traffic and your spaghetti junctions and your nonsense of like anywhere around your city, and it's absolutely horrendous. So I have zero sympathy for you or how you get back from the Emirates on Tuesday night. Absolutely none. And Paul is going to avoid you because he's coming down the A1 or the M1, which will mean that you'll absolutely bypass it. But it's horrendous. So, Villa, I hope you suffer on the way back home.
Yeah,
really do.
That's it. And on that note, Emerson said safe journey to the Emirates on Tuesday. So thanks, Emerson. It's good. Hope all's well with you, mate. And we'll catch up soon. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Try and get involved in the quiz tomorrow. More details will be on X through the coming hours, I'm sure. Once I pull my finger out, and then that's it. But thanks for watching. Thanks, Mark, and Common You Gunners. Let's get 3 points and finish 2025 with the
top of the week.
So up the Arsenal. See you later.